Hello fire signs, welcome to or welcome back to Timsy Naked Tarot. If you are a regular viewer, even if you are a regular viewer, maybe you may have forgotten what we're doing here. This is a monthly overview. Yes, I have missed the last couple of months. I had a big workload, plus my tarot, plus general life. Something had to give somewhere, and the monthly reads was one of the things what got sacrificed for it all. Okay, so just a refresher for those who are regular viewers, and just a heads up for those who are new here. All I do is simply pull one energy out of there. That's the bag of runes, the Norse runes, and that will give us the overall energy of the month of December. This is a monthly overview, by the way. Out of there, we'll get 5 cards, 1 card for each of the 4 weeks of December, and then the last few days going into January will be the last card. January 2026, can you believe it? It feels like only a few months ago I was talking about January 2025. Okay, and then we'll get some clarifiers out of there. So without much further ado, let's crack on with it, shall we? One, I'm rooting around for a rune. I will just point out this is a general read. It may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. If it doesn't resonate with you, go and check out the other reads for the monthly overviews, the water signs, air signs, and earth signs, because perhaps you're working from different aspects of your birth chart. Okay, so that's what we're going for. We have got Isa coming out. Isa is literally as it sounds. It's ice. Okay, it's not particularly good rune to start with. But it's not a bad rune either. It's an indication that things are changing. Things are going to be getting better, perhaps. What may have been stopped and blocked may be getting going again. So if you do feel like you are in a situation where you're not going forward, you can't seem to progress anywhere, it could be changing. Okay, the ice could be thawing, but it is also a negative rune in the sense that the flow is seizing up. For some of you, things might be going well at the moment, but then you're going to start noticing that it's going to start slowing down, getting bogged down, not going anywhere else, and freezing up because it's ice. Okay, and back in the old Norse times, ice was a big deal. It froze rivers. It stopped you from getting fresh water. It made it hard to travel. It killed crops if it came at the wrong time of year, etc., etc., etc. So we have got a 9 of Pentacles going with this Isa rune at the bottom of the deck before we start the read, and we have got the 2 of Cups. Well, for those of you who are in a relationship, this could be a case that it starts to stagnate. It starts to, I don't know, get cold. It gets icy. Something happens. Moods change. The love is lost. For those of you who are free and single, it's an indication that the ice is thawing. It's becoming a flow again, because after that 9 of Pentacles, the energy of independence and freedom, we had the 2 of Cups, the coming together of energies. Okay, and if you really wanted to get nitty gritty with it, that'd be the coming together of heat and cold, which eventually melts ice and things. So for the first week, we have got the 8 of Pentacles. For the second week, we have got the 3 of Pentacles. For the third week, we have got Temperance. For the fourth week, we have got the Empress. Very nice. And for the last week, I'm actually going to do 2. Okay, because as I was trying to take that top card, I kept getting this card. So we're going to take 2 for the last week going into January. In a nutshell, the beginning of December starts with work in any sense and shape or the form. The middle of December is the things you have been waiting for in the sense of relationships are starting to come to fruition. And for the last bit of December going into January, it starts to happen. Okay, you could look at it as for the first couple of weeks of December, the river is still frozen. The middle part of December, the ice is starting to thin and crack and break. And then for the end of December, going into January, it all starts to flow again, if you want to look at it in terms of ice. Okay, so we have got the Eight of Pentacles coming out for the first week. First week is work. You are very work orientated within the first week. There are things going on at work. You are working on yourself. Maybe you're working on yourself physically, mentally. You are working at work. You're trying to get, I don't know, as much money as you can to see you through the Christmas period when you are not actually working. Perhaps you're self-employed, so you have to do that sort of thing. You're not getting paid for your holidays or whatever. So we got the Knight of Pentacles, we got the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out. A little trio of cards coming out, but this one I actually kept separate. We're gonna just pop that up there. That was separate from these two. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to deal with the Wheel of Fortune first. Things are changing. Okay, things are always changing. We're never in a permanent state of stasis, even with ISA coming out. It might look like we're in a permanent state of stasis, but there's things always changing. There's things changing around you. Okay, people walking around on Antarctic at the moment think they're still walking on nice solid ice sheets, but underneath there's a volcano bubbling away, gradually melting it from the bottom up. No one sees this change. No one notices this change. Obviously, with scientific equipment, we do know it's happening now, but on the surface, nothing appears to be changing. But underneath, the deeper currents is making everything move around, everything change. Now, this will be in work. This will be in, well, anything you are concentrating on, working on. Okay, so if you are at the gym, if you are trying to build up muscle, get healthier, just trim yourself up, whatever it may be, lose weight, the changes are going. But like, for instance, you're not going to notice 3 grams of muscle increased per day. Not for the first few days, until you've got like 10 grams of muscle built up. And then you're going to maybe start that. You're not going to notice the odd pound coming off here, the odd pound coming off there, especially when you lose a pound on one day and then you gain 3/4 of the pound the following day, and then you lose a pound the next day, and then you gain a pound and a bit the day after that. Net result, you might have lost like 1/4 of a pound, but it's there, it's still happening. Or you might be gaining. Maybe you're building up, not building down. Okay, the changes are happening, but the changes are subtle, I feel, with this Wheel of Fortune. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles coming out, the work you were doing is a lot of preparational work. Okay, it's behind the scenes work. It's getting things ready. So, for instance, in my line of work, where I do storage barns for farmers for their potatoes and their other crops, yeah, we might only actually be on the actual job site for maybe a month, but there was months of preparation going into that job site. We had to build things to take to site. We had to do all the computer programming and everything else. Not me personally, I don't do that part of it, but we have to get ready for it. And then we get there and then we do the job and then we go again. Now the farmer only sees that little bit we're actually there for. That's this. You're doing the prep work. You're doing the foundational work. You're making sure that hopefully everything runs smooth when you actually do the main visible part. And taking this away from my job and talking about maybe you're writing a book. Yeah, at the moment, you're concentrating on filling out the backstory of the characters. It's not really the main part of the book. You might only use a tiny fraction of what you've filled out, but you need to fill this backstory out so you actually understand how the character reacts and interacts with those things around it. With the Four of Pentacles coming on here as well, this is something which, I don't know, it's a repetitive cycle. Okay, it's something that happens year in, year out. This time of year, you always do this sort of thing. Or this is something you've been hanging on to for a long time. So, for instance, that book idea, maybe you've been gradually, slowly formulating these ideas for these characters in your head. You're hanging on to that energy. You will be writing that book one day, just not yet. Let's see what's crossing all this. The Three of Wands is crossing all this, linking us down to the end of the month as well. A lot of this could be just that you are working on getting ready for the end of the year. Okay, maybe you are hosting a big New Year's party or something like that, and you're setting the intentions, you're putting things into place now. It is a time of, and as I said, behind the scenes type work for you, okay, for the first week of December. The second week of December, Three of Pentacles, this is working as a team, working on a new project perhaps, working with new people. This could be just the logical next step. After you prepared yourself in the first week, you actually start putting everything into action in the second week. It can be going hand in hand. I would just like to point out to you all as well that not all these cards may resonate with you. I'm doing 3 different signs all at once. I'm generalizing all the fire energy into one little condensed reading. So some of these might just be for Leo. Some of these might be for all 3 of you. All 3 of you. There's only one. Each one of you is watching. But this might be for some of them. Some of these cards might be for all 3 fire signs, and others maybe just for 1 or 2. Okay. And so we have got the World, we have got the Sun, and we have got the Page of Wands coming out here. Sorry, just clearing my throat and having a little refresher with a cup of tea. I don't like it when people are drinking on the videos. It's a pet hate of mine. It's like, seriously, prepare yourself a little bit better for this. You know you're now going to be doing a half-hour long video, whatever it may be. Have a good drink before you start. No one really wants to hear you go, yeah, that was good, and then carry on. So anyway, we're working on something new. It's the World. It is something new. It's something big. It's something better. It's like the rewards for the work you put in previously. Okay, the preparation rewards, or the preparation you put in here, is now being rewarded to you in the second week. It is a new start. Now, if this is a relationship for you, maybe you're working on the relationship, maybe you're putting things into preparation on the relationship, maybe you're getting ready to ask someone out on a date, maybe you've already asked them out on a date and you're now buying new clothes, maybe you're hosting the date and you're getting the food in, you're prepping the food, and then you're actually having the date here, the reward for all the work you're putting in. The Sun, if you had any questions about anything, if there was a question popping into your head as I started doing this second week of December, the answer was yes. That's a good start. But the Sun is also telling us the second week you're going to feel joy, happiness, warmth, security. There may be opportunities for you being presented as well, but you may not realize what they are. You may not have any concept or understanding of where they're going to take you if you jump on them as well. This whole Three of Pentacles may be a new opportunity. Okay, maybe you're going to be seen and recognized for the preparation you've done. We got the Queen. Maybe you're going to be seen and recognized. You got the Queen of Wands coming out as a crossing energy here. Oh, I didn't do a cross. Did I do a crossing energy there? I can't remember. Yes, the Three of Wands. Got the Queen of Wands coming out for the crossing energy here. Now, the Queen of Wands is an attractive energy. People look at the Queen of Wands and think, oh yeah, they get drawn towards her. She is the element what makes the Empress seem so lucky. Everything heads towards the Empress. Everything gets sucked in like a positive black hole. In this particular case, though, the Queen of Wands is a little bit of a little bit of a narcissist, a little bit of a backstabber, a little bit of a two-faced person. Obviously, because they make themselves look pretty, they make themselves look attractive, they make themselves look better, and behind the scenes they might not always be like that. It's actors, actresses, politicians, they come out as Queen of Wands very often because they run like two lives. It is a fire sign energy there because it's a wand, but I feel more like a Gemini. Okay, It should be the card what in my opinion, represents Geminis within the tarot deck, because it's got that double-sidedness to it. So as a crossing energy, this is telling us that maybe the opportunities you are being given are good as well as bad. Maybe the warmth, security and comfort you're feeling from the sun may not be everyone's cup of tea. The new start may be good for you, may not be good for someone else. Maybe someone had to get fired for you to take that job. Things like that. Maybe they're looking at you as the nasty piece of work what somehow managed to suck up to the boss to get that job or that position. Okay. So Temperance coming out for week 3. This is waiting. Okay. You fucking hell, it does link in with the other 3 weeks as well for a couple of you. You prepared, you got ready, you executed, you committed, you put the preparations into action, and now you just have to wait for the results. Yeah, simple as that. You could say you brought them, worked hard, saved the money, bought the tickets for the Christmas raffle, and now you're waiting to see if you won the Christmas raffle. Okay, for example. But our Temperance here is looking into an Ace of Cups. You're waiting for love. You're waiting for a relationship. You're waiting for something good. This is the main energies of this. Obviously, there could be all sorts of things you're waiting for. There's plenty of you watching this. It's going to be slightly different for all of you. But it's just not happening. It hasn't been happening. I think that, although it's appearing in the 3rd week of December, it's been a lot longer than that for you. You're waiting for a sign, a signal, a go-ahead. The sun's in the background there, and the sun's coming from week 2. So the 2nd week. So whatever's happened in the 2nd week, this is now a consequence of what you're waiting for. You're waiting for a result, a return, a callback, whatever it may be. We've got the Knight of Cups coming out here and the High Priestess. The Knight of Cups is an action card. It's an action card about emotions and feelings. So you could be acting upon your emotions or feelings, or you're waiting for the results of those said actions. With the High Priestess coming out here as well, I would say you're keeping some sort of secret, and you've been keeping that secret for a long time. For some of you, and that is the case, but for others, it's the case of the result is secret. You don't know the result yet. Okay. So maybe this here was like a pregnancy. You find out you're pregnant, you take a test to see if it's going to be female or male, and lo and behold, you're waiting for the results. Okay, you don't know the outcome as yet. To you, it is still unwritten, but it is written actually out. You're just not being told what it is, and that could be what you're waiting for in that sense. There is another aspect to the High Priestess here. It could be going with your intuition. Intuitively, you feel that this is going to be good for your future. Crossing this is the 9 of Pentacles, and this is all about being single in the sense of a romantic relationship. Now, you're waiting to see if you're becoming unsingle, perhaps. You're waiting to see if you are becoming single, perhaps. The reason I say it is a romantic relationship is because underneath this 9 of Pentacles is the Lovers, okay, which is an indication that the universe is having a bit of a hand in this as well. There is major arcana spread throughout all this read, at least one major arcana per energy out so far. So there is this, like, is fate going to smile on me kind of energy with that. Underneath that is the 8 of Cups. It might require some form of action movement from you. Okay, maybe you have to move towards something, away from something, to get away from someone else's energy, to get closer to someone else's energy, to start benefiting. The tower underneath that, it's life changing. And again, it's a kind of move. If your tower just got struck by lightning and wrecked and is now on Liverpool, you're going to have to move somewhere else and live somewhere else. Okay, and underneath that we got, well, it didn't actually want to show us what was underneath that. It wanted to show us the Ace of Pentacles instead. There is a new beginning. to be had. Okay. The Three of Pentacles is underneath that, and that's probably why it didn't want us to see that, because it's already out here. And again, I've already said it's linked to something from the second week. Okay. So that's that week for you. Week 4, the Empress. This is when things start to warm up, get going. Things start going your way, if you will. You start to feel lucky. There's no such energy as luck. There's no frequency for luck. The frequency of luck is actually just being in the right place at the right time, going with that gut feeling, going with your intuition, listening to the universe, seeing the signs, translating the signs correctly. Okay. There is fertility here for some of you. Well, yeah. Okay. I know this might sound a little bit generic here. For some of you, you might be falling pregnant throughout this week. Okay. Even if you're not trying. There's Christmas parties, etc., etc. Maybe, yeah, bit of alcohol. Maybe you're gonna sort of, I don't know, forget to use something. The reason for that is the Emperor is also a very fertile card. She's full of fertility, and in most decks she is pregnant. Now this could be very early stages of pregnancy, and you can't see the baby bump, although. And she has got her hand over her belly in a protective type stance. So it's an indication that perhaps she is. Perhaps she knows she is. Perhaps you know you are. Now, when we talk pregnancies within tarot, it doesn't necessarily mean a new life being created. This could be an idea formulating in your head. This could be your wine you've been making is fermenting. It's something in a transitional stage, an embryotic stage, if you want. It's not quite ready in the real world as yet, but it is bubbling away nicely in the background. Now, we had the Seven of Pentacles come flying out as I was shuffling. We're going to keep that sideways because that's how it landed on the floor. And we have got the 10 of Cups. For some of you, you feel it's all going too fast. This isn't the right time. I'm not ready for this. Okay, with that 7 of Pentacles, this being a pretty damn good relationship. Okay, now that could be friendship, that could be a romantic relationship, that could be some sort of connection you have with your family, but you're not quite ready. It's going too fast, and this could translate to perhaps your divorced parents are getting remarried to other people and you're not ready for that. This could be the fact that you may be falling pregnant and you're becoming a parent for the first time yourself. You're not ready for that. For others, because it's upright and in reverse, it's about time energy. I've been trying long enough, and it's about time once one of those seeds have finally sprouted. Okay, which makes the relationship good and strong and healthy. And emotionally fulfilling. Yeah, you're going to be emotionally fulfilled. You're going to be quite happy and joyful within the last full week between the 21st and the 28th of December. With the Hermit coming out here as well, I feel this is a return to society, if you will. You've been in some form of isolation for a while. Now, this could be perhaps you've been isolated from another person. A potential partner or something like that, for whatever reasons. Maybe there was a breakup, you went your separate ways and you're now coming back, but all the time you felt like you were excluded from their life. It could be a job, for example. Perhaps you go back to work and you feel like you're coming back to society. Maybe you work in societal circles. Maybe you're a receptionist or a telemarketing person and you do lots of work with other people. But whatever it is, we have got this energy of coming back into civilization, if you will. Underneath this is the 2 of Cups, which is linking us nicely into the end of the week. Okay, and the 10 of Wands. We got the 3 of Wands, which is linking us nicely into this end week. And we got the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups has as much love as the Queen of Cups has, but it's just a little bit unsure about who to give it to. Okay. So this 3 of Wands and 2 of Cups, setting the intention for a coming together of energies. Now this could be you coming back to work, very similar to over here. Okay, it could be that it's like finally, I've had 2 weeks off. I hated it. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to my friends. Perhaps they're your only friends, unbeknown to you. Okay, maybe. Just think about it. You spend probably more time at work than you do at home with your families when you take into account traveling and example. So we got the Four of Wands and we got the Page of Cups. The Four, you fucking won't believe what's at the bottom. The Four of Wands is a commitment energy. It's the celebration. It's the minor arcana of the world. It's something new. It's the celebrations of life, birth, deaths, and christenings, weddings, etc. Unions. With the Page of Cups coming out there as well, it's a new love. But this could be like, I don't know, a sweet, innocent type love, a childish type love. I'm not saying that it is with a childish person or anything like that. I just mean it feels like, I don't know. Think of the film Love Actually. When I can't remember their names, I think the girl's name is Joanna and the boy's name is I can't think. But he goes running through the airport just to say goodbye to her, and then she comes back and gives him a little kiss on the cheek. It's that kind of pure, sweet energy, okay? And it's a commitment to it. But this is clarifying here. The coming together of this energy is a pure, sweet, innocent energy. And the Three of Wands is quickly developing into the Four of Wands. You've set the intentions to do it, but before you know it, you've actually fully committed to it. These also go hand in hand. You could be fully committing to something from a childish point of view. You may not be looking too deeply into the potential outcomes for all this, okay? Crossing this, again, is the Hermit. Now, the Hermit is telling us, again, this feels like you're coming back into the world. You're being reintroduced after being away for a time. Now, the story of the Hermit is meant to be climbing a hill or a mountain to get isolation so they can do some self-reflection, sort of like Buddha style, if you will. And then they get their reflection and they come back and they're like the guiding light for everyone else. And that's what it feels like. You're coming back not as the guiding light. You don't realize you're the guiding light, but people will start looking at you as you are the person to guide them through other times, dark times, if you will. Maybe while you've been off, you've done some sort of course or something, and then when you come back, you're helping them all with their meditations, etc., helping them feel at peace with themselves. So that is the end of your read. Hopefully it resonates with you. If it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. Why don't you give it a thumbs up? Let me know that it did resonate with you. You can also drop in the comments that it resonated with you, and even possibly come back in a month's time and let me know if any of this resonated with you and how in the comments. If you're looking around at the comments and the thumbs up button, why don't you just have a quick scan around, see if you can find a hype button. Hit that hype button for me. All these free actions will make my channel grow bigger and better, and the bigger and better it grows, the more people I can try to help. If you feeling generous, just recently won a small amount on the lottery or something like that, and you want to splash the cash, you can hit the super thanks button if you want. It's there. Or in turn, you can go to my main page and follow the link for just a personal donation. If you didn't like this read, it's absolutely fine. Just give it the thumbs down. That's what it's there for. It's to alert us creators that there weren't something quite right with this video. But you can actually go a step further than that. You can let us know in the comments what it was, where we could improve, where we can change things. And then us creators will take that on board and try to implement it in future videos. Talking about future videos, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, strongly suggest you do so. By doing so, you'll be adding your own energies to the tarot team pot, which will make reads like this resonate with you on a more personal level in future. Talking about the future, have a wonderful December, wonderful time off work if you have got time off work at this time of year. Any celebrations you have, remember, do it in moderation. Everything is okay in moderation. Until the next time you're watching one of my videos, you'll be good out there.